Hello, let's try to do another Leetcode problem today. Number 38, count and say. A lot of people don't like this problem because it's really difficult to understand what is the description, what they are talking about. Yeah, although they tried to let you understand, yeah, I think it happened also in interview. There are a lot of descriptions, but you still don't understand. Yeah, maybe you need to, yeah, ask what's the meaning of that. But for us, so let me explain the meaning of this question. Basically, this question means count and say. Count how many numbers and say it. For example, this is the count and say 1, it is 1. So this is defined as 1. Yeah, but after that, we're gonna count. How many ones? 1. There's only one of number 1. So the next number will be 1, 1. Yeah. So count and say 2 should be 1, 1. What about count and say 3? So it should be 2 ones because here we have 2 ones. The frequency of 1 is 2, so it will be 2 ones, 2 and 1. So what is the next? Count and say 4. So we have 1, 2. So the frequency of 2 is 1. The frequency of 1 is 1. So it will be 1, 2, 1, 1. So it means the numbers must be continuous, and then we can count it together. But the question didn't say so much about that. That is so confusing, and we don't understand. If we don't understand the question, normally we don't know how to do it. Yeah. If you read it, the sequence is a sequence of digit strings defined by recursive formula. Yeah. And the next will be count and say. Yeah, count and say n is the way you would say the digit string from count and say n minus 1. Basically, when the description is like that, we don't know anything about it. Yeah. To determine how you say a digit string, split it into minimal numbers of substrings such that each substring contains exactly one unique digit. Then for each substring, say the numbers of digit, then say the digit. Finally, concatenate every set digit. Yeah. So they give you an example. Maybe you can get an intuition from the example. So there are 2 threes. Yeah. There are 2 threes, 3 twos. Yeah. And 1 5 and 1 1. Yeah. So it will be 2 3, 3 2, 1 5, and 1 1. So this is the next number. Yeah. So but they didn't say this is the next number. So everything, that is why so confusing. They think you understand, but most of people actually they don't understand it. Now let me explain my approach for this problem. For this problem, I'm going to use a recursive function because this is similar like Fibonacci numbers. If we are going to calculate the Fibonacci numbers, we're going to have the first number, for example, it's 0, the second number is 1, and then the third number should be the plus of previous 2 numbers. Yeah. So the next number for the Fibonacci should be 1, and the next should be 2. Yeah, so this one is also similar. The first one is a string 1, but after that, the second number 1 n equals 2, would be a string 1. When n equals 2, it'd be 1 1. Yeah, what about next? Next should be like 2 1. So this means there must have some patterns. We can use it iteratively, count 1 by 1 to get the result. For example, this next will be 1 2 and 1 1. But we can also use a recursive function. It means if we already know what is for example, for the recursive function, if this n equals to 1, definitely we're gonna return a string 1. But here we can calculate the previous value. It means next is our result, but the previous should be self.count and say n minus 1. Yeah, if we can get this previous value, so for the next, what are we gonna do? We just use a for loop to calculate. Yeah, but how should we use this for loop? Let me give you an example of this number. Yeah, let me give you an example of this n equals to 3, 2, 1. What is the next of 2, 1? Yeah. Yeah, so for example, the next of 2, 1, let's put it here. If we have a 2, 1, what's the next of 2, 1? Basically, we are going to use a for loop. We are going to count how many 2's and how many 1's. Yeah, for 2's, we know that there's only 1, 2. So we got a count. So this count is 1. And what is this number? Is 2. So there's a 1, 2. So what is the count of 1? So there's a 1, 1. And then we can just return the result. But the difficult part is how should we count? There's only 2. So we can use a for loop. So the length of the string of this 2, 1 should be 2. Let's define it as L. The length should be equals 2. So we can use a for loop for I in this string. Yeah, for I in range, this L. Yeah, so it means I can have two index. The first is 0 and the second is 1. So when the index is 0, we are going to use a count to check. If this number 2 equals to its next number, we are going to count. So the count will be initialized, say, as count as 1. If it equals to the next number, the count would plus 1. If it's not equal, definitely we are going to return the first result. So the first result would be a string count. So here the count is 1. So the string count will be 1 and plus. Here we defined as the previous. So the previous is here, what I defined in my function. So this is the previous. So the previous should take this I if I use a for loop. So the string 1 should plus this previous I. So here we use the string count. Yeah, so here not string 1, it's a string count. So it means it is 1, 2 because this previous I, the index is 0. Yeah, but what about the next? When the I goes to here, we know that definitely this is not equal to the next. Yeah, because there's no next number. But here we use a check if this index is less than L minus 1. Or, yeah, the nums I equals to nums I plus 1. Yeah, we can. Yeah, if this I is less than L minus 1, let me go to the code editor and then go to the whiteboard to explain it once more. But basically, there are two conditions. So one condition is from where we are going to count. So the count is every number, just if there are repeated numbers like 1, 1, we just goes to this number, just 1 before it. We are going to get the count, how many numbers. But for the next iteration, when it goes to here, basically we are going to return the result. There will be like 2 1's. Yeah. Let me go to the code editor to finish the coding, and then go to the whiteboard to explain the meaning of the code. Yeah. So we are going to use a for loop. Before the for loop, we are going to define some variables. So the result will be the return of the function. Yes. So the return of the previous function. So if it is a previous, if n equals to 3, so the previous should be self count and say 2. So this result will be that 2. It will be 1, 1. Yeah. And I would use a count, and then I will use a length as the length of the previous string. So the result will be an empty string, and count will start from 1, and the length will be the length of the previous. the previous string, and then I'm going to use a for loop for I in range. Yeah, for I in range the length of the string, and there is a check if this I less than length minus 1. This is what I mean. Yeah, here is if this I is less than the string is if the index is less than the string, but it is not the last value, the last second value. Yeah, in this way we can use the prev. The previous I equals to previous I plus 1. So what I mean by this is I need to check the count. How can I count the values? For example, when I go to the whiteboard, for example, here is like 2 and 1. So if yeah, let me put it yeah, let me put it here. So this means if this I is less than the length minus 1, and this previous I, this I equals to the next I plus 1. So this means if they are equal, we're going to count. But here in this condition, we are not going to count because it's definitely not equal. So we are going to use the else. Yeah. So what is the else? The else should be get the result should plus equal to the count. So here the count should be a string and plus this prev I. Yeah. So this is when it goes to. So we already got a result. But after got the result, we need to set this count to 1, like the initialized value. And here finish the index 0. After that, we are going to go to the index 1. When it goes to index 1, so this 1 definitely not less than the length minus 1. Yeah, so we are not going to execute this line, but continually execute that line. So after 1, 2, we are going to plus a string of 1, 1. So this is the result. Yeah. But what about this one? Let's have another example. If n equals to 4, so this is n equals to 4. We are going to calculate n equals to 5. So what is the next of? We've already know that it is 1, 1, 2, 1. But I'm going to have an example of the last two. Yeah. So for the last two, when the I goes to here, this I index is 2, goes to here. It is okay. The count should plus 1 because this prev I equals to prev I plus 1. So the count equals to 2. Yeah. So once this I go to the next, yeah, definitely this will not execute. We are going to have a result. So the result will plus 2, 1. Yeah, at the end of the loop. So this is the trick why we are going to use I less than the length minus 1. Yeah, but not I going to less than. Yeah, here we are not going to define something like this. Yeah, because this even takes more steps. But here the I still have the value of less minus 1, but not here, not going to execute this line. It's going to execute the else. Why? Because finally, when we are going to go to the last index or some numbers, for example, 1, 1 and 2, 2, 2, when it goes to here, for example, this one, it's going to execute the first line here. But when going to this one, definitely we are going to have a result. Yeah, we are going to have like 4 ones. But when it goes to here, we started our new count is 1, and then count everything like 3 twos. Yeah. So this is basically the loop. Yeah. The idea is not so difficult, but the trick is about these areas. If we didn't practice so much problem like that, we may make mistakes and don't know how to find the trick. Yeah. Now let me run it to check if it works. Yeah, now let me submit it. After that, I will analyze the time complexity. Yeah, as you can see, it's really fast, nearly 100%. Yeah. Now let me analyze the time complexity. The time complexity will be, as you can see, basically this is one loop. But how many this kind of loops? Maximum there are n kind of loops. So it means n times m. So n is the number. Maximum number is 30. So the m is the maximum of the string. Yeah, we don't know the maximum of the string yet, but when it goes to 30, it will be very long. I don't know how many, maybe 300, but 30 times 300 maybe no less than 10,000. So it should be okay. We can pass it. Yeah. Thank you for watching. If you think this is helpful, please like and subscribe. I will upload more Leetcode problems like that. Bye.